I know it's not spooky season, but something about this feels so unnerving, right? Right, guys? I've been listening to music a lot recently to help with my addiction of putting Needle Mouse in a chokehold to ask for a collaboration. And in doing that, I stumbled across a lot of unnerving Sonic songs, and I would like to go over them today. Fair warning, however, some of these are very spooky. Do I even need to explain myself on this one? Just have a listen. The further along you get in the song, for me personally, the creepier it gets, especially with that one laugh that goes. The thought of little kids playing this back in 1994 and just hearing that for the first time is just so funny to me. Like, imagine little Timmy being like, rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go. What the Honestly, it's very spooky, very scary. Let's move on to the next one. This one is universal. If you don't get scared by this, or at least feel a bit uneasy, there is something wrong with you. Especially if you're hearing it for the first time too, because then it's just insane. When going back to look at this one and finished it all the way through, I actually looked around my room just to make sure that there's nothing trying to pop out at me. That's how scary this one is. And then I have to listen to it again once I go back and record and put the song in. Let's just move on. In the game where this comes from, Sonic Adventure, you barely spend any time in the location this actually plays. I'm serious, you spend like 15 seconds in there and then you're out. The song doesn't even start by that point. Going back after making the list to listen to it, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, it doesn't make me feel as uneasy as before, but I did notice a few things. The song is like a minute long for a place that it doesn't even like almost play in. And if it does play, I never heard it. And about 15 seconds in, there's just a random baby gooing. I don't know why. By itself, though, it's a pretty decent track besides the baby giggling, so let's move on to the next one. On this one, it is all down to the instruments, because this beat by itself would not really be that scary if not for the ones that they used. Also, the way they kind of hold out the notes is also a bit scary in my taste. In Retail 06, Mephiles was definitely a character with untapped potential, and I think this song proves that brilliantly. It fits his character very well. In fact, all the music in Sonic 06 was pretty good, and I think there are also a couple more tracks that would freak me out if on a re-listen, but that was just the only one I've caught. So let's move on to the next one. The extras menu in the Sonic Mega Collection is probably one of the most identifiable songs in the entire series. Everyone in the comments for this song is always saying how this makes them feel nostalgic or calm or comfortable. How? When I heard it for the first time, it just freaked me out. It sucks because it's a really good song and I would love to like it the same way these other people do, make them feel nostalgic, calm. But for me, I just cannot get over the fact of how creepy it sounds. This isn't making me feel nostalgic, it's making me feel like I want to wet myself. Let's move on to the next one so that I don't terrify my editor self having to listen to the song on repeat over and over and over. This is a song on the list that borders the most on it makes me feel calm more so than it makes me feel uneasy / scared. I think what really does it for me here is the pace that everything is going at. Maybe if the song was sped up like maybe 2 times more, it wouldn't scare me as much, but here it just feels very unnerving. For a lot of these, I genuinely do not know how to explain it, and I think that's okay, honestly. I think there's something necessary about having something that scares you without reason. I think there's also something to be said about the fact that music also has an uncanny valley. For those who don't know what uncanny valley is, let me explain real quick.
It's basically like this line between you're human right here and cartoony. It's kind of just like right in the middle.
Something like the Polar Express falls into the uncanny valley. Music kind of has this too, where maybe I'm explaining that wrong, I'm not really sure, but that's just kind of what I think. So let's move on to the next one. The last one we have here is the Pest from Sonic Adventure 1, and I really don't know what to say about this one. Below the Sonic CD music and the Sonic Mega Collection extras menu music, this is just so unnerving. That line took me over 20 tries to say, and one of them was in slow motion when I got it right. This is the music that plays when you visit the past in Sonic Adventure 1, and yeah, I don't know why they chose this specifically. For the more tense scenes it works, but for calmer scenes, not so much. But with that, that concludes our list of uneasy Sonic music. Why am I even doing this to myself? It's not even Halloween time. I'm 2 months late and 10 months early at the same time. It's crazy. So with that, I have to get back to reading so I can make a review. See you guys in a little bit. So yeah, video's over. If you guys want to check out one of these end cards right here, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, goodbye. Was I gonna do that? It's got a little laser. That's crazy. Yeah. Goodbye.